A widow's watch is an enclosed rooftop platform atop many 19th century coastal homes. The romantic myth behind this room is that it holds a view of the ocean, so that sailors' wives might wait and watch for their return. Oftentimes, the ocean took the lives of these sailors, though, so these rooms are aptly named Widow's Watch. Now, this is a somewhat interesting fact, and might benefit you if you're ever a contestant on Jeopardy! But, more importantly, a widow's watch is the object of my innermost desires for adventure. The Juneau County Historical Society is housed in the Borman House in my hometown, Boston. Every year around Christmas, they open the Borman House to the public. I've gone to play the piano recitals there or take a tour around the house for as long as I can remember. And for as long as I can remember, I've stared at that widow's watch sitting atop the house every time I left. Every year, the desire to explore this unknown has grown. This desire began when I was in Girl Scouts as a 5th grader. My troop went to the Borman House to decorate one of the 16 grand rooms with our homemade little decorations. But instead of being assigned a room, we were assigned an archaic, musty wooden staircase. I didn't allow myself to be disappointed, though. I looked up and saw that it led to a trapdoor in the ceiling. When I asked, I was informed that it led to a widow's watch. My quest began there. I was only 10 at the time, and I've had a lot of huge adventures since then. I've been lucky enough to trek through rainforests in Costa Rica. I've bathed at the base of a volcano, and I've bathed in the hot springs at the base of a volcano. I've swam in 2 different oceans, and I've even snorkeled in the Caribbean, just off the coast of Puerto Rico. I've also attended countless camps to further my education across the country. Each and every time, I had to come home, though, to a small town with only 4 stoplights and no adventures in sight. Or so I thought. The memory of the mystery widow's watch always came back to the front of my brain. So when I hatched my plan to volunteer at the holiday open house and work my way up to the widow's watch, I had high expectations. Right from the beginning, my plan was foiled. I was tasked with greeting guests at the door. And so to fight off the boredom, because not very many guests come, I was given access to the library. I was able to spend the next few hours handing out programs and reading old, weathered newspaper clippings cataloged by the women of the Historical Society. The things I learned about my town were mind-boggling. Beautiful editorials about everyday life, tragic fires, schools rebuilt from the ashes, tales of train wrecks, and way too many murders for my taste captured my attention. Even a story about a girl, just a little older than me, who murdered her entire family and calmly told the police herself. I spent an entire afternoon and part of my evening engrossed. I forgot my original purpose. I had forgotten about the widow's watch. By the time I remembered, it was too late, because I was leaving. I was not disappointed, though. I had gained something better than what I lost. I had gained knowledge that my community wasn't so boring. Because of the adventures I had had, I was blind to what was directly in front of me. I thought the only thing my town had to offer in terms of adventure was a McDonald's and a widow's watch. But I was wrong. In my quest, I had almost missed an adventure into the stories of the past. I learned an important lesson that day that I'd like to share with all of you. Sometimes adventures in wild and foreign places aren't the only ones. So take a minute to just sit down and relax and think of your own adventure. And wish me luck, because one way or another, I'm getting up into that widow's watch.